Good evening. I am here. Whoops, I messed that up. Good meant to lower the volume of the music and I accidentally muted it for a second. Good evening, I'm here. It is 1:11 a.m. on Wednesday, October 8th. I have been gone for a few days. Stuff happened, and I already said I was going to be gone for a lot of that time, so it shouldn't be any surprise. But I am back a day later than I wanted to be, unfortunately, and there is a reason for that, and it's not a good one. So we'll get into that as we go along here. But yeah, this weekend. So I wasn't here from Friday till now. Fridays I'm usually not here to begin with, but this Friday in particular, I had to go to bed early because I had to wake up early on Saturday because I went to go do some volunteer work. I volunteered for the first time. Well, not at my first anime con. Shit. Sorry, I had a bottle in my hand. I didn't go to my first anime con, but I volunteered at my first anime con. It turns out there was a small... This music's still too loud on the thing. Turns out there was a small local con about like 30-40 minutes away from where I live called Puchicon. And I volunteered to be a worker like pretty much the entire weekend and just help out with everything. It was a very, very small convention. Like literally one floor, one hallway, and then like a room on another floor, and that's it. And yeah, it was interesting. Like, I had been talking about possibly volunteering at an events at furry cons in the future if I start ramping up going to them again, because as I mentioned, I'm taking a bit of a break from it. Now we're back on loud music again. But yeah, I went. It was fun. I was exhausted. The shoes I have right now are not good for my feet. I need like wide-toed shoes. Because, like, when I get, like, regular sneakers that have, like, regular thin tips on them, my toes get all bunched up and it, like, makes my entire foot hurt. So I was exhausted. I was originally going to go for one day, but I stayed the whole weekend. I actually got my own room, which probably wasn't the smartest move because it turned a convention that I was going to for free into like a $200 trip. But it was nice. It was cool. Nothing really stand out about it. It was a very small convention. There were some neat guests. A lot of voice actors from my childhood were there, which was kind of cool. It was cool that such a small convention was able to get such a neat group of voice actors. Sean was there, which is actually how I found out about the convention to begin with. And I'm like, oh, it's so close. I should just go volunteer at it. It'd be great practice. So it kind of snowballed. He was a little surprised to see me. He didn't know I was local to the area, and that was fun. And yeah, the whole weekend was just nice. There was like a maid cafe there, and as part of the volunteer team, we got like a free slot at the maid cafe at the very end of the convention, which was nice. Like little treats and just very fun music and stuff, like you'd see in a normal like maid cafe, I guess. I don't know, never been to one. I've never been to Japan. But yeah, that was my Saturday and Sunday, and I guess technically my Friday since I went to bed early. Not a whole lot worth mentioning with it, really. It was very chill. I was tired physically, but it in terms of like the actual convention, it was very chill. It taught me a lot about my physical limits in terms of volunteering, so it might affect how I volunteer at future events if I do, which I want to. I don't know if I'm going to volunteer at MFF, but I definitely want to volunteer and at future furry cons. Hey. And like every song here is like a different volume, and it's hard to like parse which ones are going to be loud or not. So that's Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night I had to go to bed early. Monday I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and I had stuff I had to do. Without going into too much detail, I had some family stuff I had to take care of. So I was out from like 5:30 until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still had to work my shift too. I had to log into work and work while I was at this place. I did get time to like close up and head home, which was good. But yeah, it was frustrating. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just take the day off, but like Mondays are just like the worst possible day for that to happen right now. And yeah, it kind of sucked. What sucked even more is that the reason I wasn't here last night streaming isn't because I was tired, which I was. But it wasn't because of that. It was because I fucking had to work until 2 in the morning to finish this stupid report that I have to write every Monday now. It blew, and I was like so unhappy about it. Admittedly, less unhappy than previous weeks, just because I knew this was gonna fucking happen. Because I didn't get enough work done during the day with all the back and forth I had to do regarding being out. So it was annoying, I was upset. What was surprising was the fact that I came home, I had like lunch at 4:30, and I didn't realize that I didn't eat again after that until 3:30 in the morning. I was like, oh my god, I ate 11 hours ago. I need to eat something. So I made myself a can of chili at 3:40 in the morning. And yeah, it was good. And then I went to bed at 5:30. I went to bed at exactly 24 hours after I woke up. And you would think I'd be exhausted. And I mean, I was, kinda, but it wasn't as bad as the other day, because here's the thing, I didn't sleep well Friday. I slept for like maybe 2 or 3 hours Friday night into Saturday. And that day, Saturday, when I was volunteering, I was exhausted. I had to take a nap during my break. I like got my room, went up to it, and was like, I need to sleep for an hour. And then as soon as I was done working, I went to the hotel's restaurant, and then went to like just passed out in bed. Actually, there was a fun little story about that. When I was at dinner at the restaurant, I was sitting down at the table, and I look over to my side, and who do I see? I see Wormon's voice actor just sitting there, and I was like, oh shit, hey. And I was volunteer staff, so like, I'd like convert. Actually, no, you know what? I don't think I did. I didn't really converse with any of the voice actors, to be honest. I was too busy running the panel, like helping with the panels. But I just I gave him a nod, and we just went about our business. But it was interesting to just kind of casually eat dinner, sitting next to this guy, and I was like, cool. Hey, Soma. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Busy weekend volunteering, and I was up for 24 hours yesterday, and work I was forced to stay at work until 2 in the morning. Not great. So that's why streams are only resuming tonight instead of tomorrow. Speaking of, we have a little more. We have more news regarding streams, which isn't great. Well, not great for me. I mean, it's actually okay for me, but like it's not great in general. As I said, on Halloween night, I was planning on streaming Mina the Hollower because that was coming out that day. Yacht Club Games announced today the game's getting delayed again. Well, not even again, it's just getting delayed after not having a release date for like 4 years, however long it's been since the game was announced. So it's been pushed back. I don't know how far it's been pushed back, but it's not going to happen this month. So no Mina the Hollower on Halloween, unfortunately. No Halloween. That said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the normal streams to Halloween week, and the game that I was going to do before Mina the Hollower, I'm going to move to Halloween night. And I should be able to do that in one evening. So we'll see. I also picked up another game, a Ranger, because it was on sale for like 50% off. Apparently this is only like 6 to 8 hours long, so this might be a good like 2-stream game to play at some point. And I do want to do Blippo Plus as well. That's like another 2-stream game. But yeah, no Mina the Hollower on Halloween. That said, is this music still too loud? It doesn't sound like it's too loud on my end, but it might be. That said, some plans did get shifted around a bit. Nothing major. It's a little bit bombastic, yeah. It's I don't know. Like the thing is, like I try to keep the sound levels below a certain amount, but then it still sounds loud just because of the hits. I don't know. This is a bunch of random music from different games. Because I was just like, I don't know how long this rant's gonna take me. But yeah, so couple plan shifts going around here. Not many. This week, since I started a day late, I can tell you exactly how this week's going to go. Tonight, we're going to do Apollo Justice, as you could probably see. I have a very specific stopping point in mind, and we should be able to hit it tonight. This might actually be a shorter stream because of that. There's a very specific spot I want to stop at, and then I'm going to finish Apollo Justice on Saturday, this Saturday. And I'm very specifically going to start the stream earlier because of a reason that I don't want to say. Let's just keep it a surprise if you've seen the end of Apollo Justice. But it'd probably be better for me to do the final stream of that game when there's not people sleeping in the house. That's all I'm going to say. So the plan tonight is to get to a certain point of the game. If I can't, I can make more time for it on Saturday. But if I could get to the exact spot I want to be in, I should be perfect to finish this on Saturday evening. And then tomorrow and Thursday, I'll be doing Visions of Mana. Apparently, the story of Visions of Mana should only last like one more stream. Maybe a little more. But there is post-game in it, apparently. And it's also not that long. So it might be a couple more streams. Next week, we're still going to do the Pokemon Scarlet final legendary catching stream. Pokemon Legends comes out Thursday. I will be doing a Thursday and a Friday stream of Pokemon Legends ZA when it comes out. So bonus Friday stream. That weekend I will not be here Saturday, so there won't be a Saturday stream. The following week, originally, so Nessie and I, our relationship anniversary is the middle of that week. We were going to hang out at the end of that week and do something, but we actually got invited to a get-together on Halloween. So what we're going to do is we're actually not going to hang out that weekend. So I will be here that weekend when Katamari comes out. So you can expect Katamari streams that weekend. And then Halloween week, I'll see if I want to do another Halloween game. Again, the Halloween game I was going to do before Mina. I'm just going to make the Halloween game. But also, it's worth noting, you know, the get-together I'm going to, the party, is on Halloween. So the Halloween stream is going to be the previous night. It's going to be Thursday night into Friday. So that's going to be when I do the scary game. The scary game, yes. And that's kind of it, I think. I thought there was something else I wanted to mention, but I don't think so at this point. I don't really think it's that important. If there's anything I missed, just kind of what I did over the weekend, Mina getting delayed, and then small changes to the plan. And I did that with one song left to go on the playlist. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little frustrated because of work and stuff. Like, you know, life has been kind of hectic lately. Thankfully now with Puchicon over and with yesterday's fiasco behind me, it should be fairly smooth sailing for the rest of the month as long as I stick to the schedule. We'll see where things go. Next month, I'm sure Pokemon and Katamari are going to last me a while, so there's probably not going to be a ton of time to work in other games, but once we get into November, we'll see where things are going. Again, I am going to MFF at the beginning of December, as I mentioned a few times, and we'll see how that turns out. I'm actually leaving a day earlier than before, so I won't be here that Tuesday beforehand like I usually am. And that's that really. I'm home. Everything's back to normal, and we're ready to start some streams for this week. After 15 minutes of rambling, I'm trying to think. Like, was there like one last thing that I wanted to mention, and I can't think of it. I mean, I can always bring it up during the stream, but yeah. Oh, I remember now. I finished Twin Peaks completely over the weekend. I finally watched all 3 seasons, including The Return. I watched the movie and the cutscenes from the movie. And it was a series. It was the series of all time. Definitely enjoyed a lot of it. Most of it, really. I'll tell you what I didn't enjoy was the bit in Season 2 that everyone says sucks. It does suck. There's like a 7-episode stretch in Season 2 that's just boring. And like nothing happens during it. It's not good. If they like condense that down into like 2 episodes, it would be fine. But sitting through 7 episodes of like nothing is like awful. The Return is weird. it has a very weird, like, it has a point to all the side stuff that's going on, but the weird thing is just how it treats Agent Cooper and how his story, like, progresses in it. It's kind of weird. It's like he doesn't really have one until the very end, mostly, and then everything kind of gets resolved in, like, one, like, big episode. But then there's an episode after it where things kind of, like, unravel a bit and end up not being as good. And, you know, without spoiling it for people who haven't seen it, the ending of The Return is like one of those, like, smash cut to black moments after, like, something kind of shocking. And I don't know, like, I'm not one, you know, who am I to question David Lynch's directing and vision here, but it didn't really do it for me. Like, the show was great, it's just that ending kind of flopped at the end. And yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of how it actually ended. That said, I do respect what the show is. I respect everything it did. I can now more clearly see where other, you know, games and stuff have taken influence from it. In fact, anyone who knows the series that takes heavily inspiration from it, Deadly Premonition, I'm considering streaming that game at some point. There's two of them. There's a second one that's on Switch. And I would love to stream at least the first one. Apparently the first one runs really funny on Switch 2 because it runs like shit on Switch 1. And on Switch 2, it just, like, everything just runs uncapped. So there's moments where the game just runs really quickly. And apparently it's just, like, the funniest thing ever. But people have said Deadly Premonition is a game worth experiencing. And now that I know that the Twin Peaks influence behind it, I'm very open to trying it at some point. Honestly, that would probably make a good Halloween game too, but it's just like, it's apparently like 20 hours long, so I wouldn't really be able to do it in a week. But we'll see. If Katamari, and well, I wouldn't really know because I'm only gonna be able to get like one Katamari stream in before Halloween week. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I would definitely love to give that game a shot before Halloween, if it were possible. But I'll have to see where Legends ZA and Katamari are gonna leave off before then. And yeah, that's everything. I knew I was forgetting something. It was Twin Peaks. Anyway, now that I've finished Twin Peaks, I'm also open to watching way more of David Lynch's stuff. I know people have feelings about this movie, but I've said it before. I really want to watch Eraserhead. I want to see what the fucking deal is with that movie, because I know people both love and hate it. That and Inland Empire. I'd be interested in seeing Inland Empire. To be honest, I would love to just go on a David Lynch binge at some point. A Lynch binge, a blinch. You know. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's head to the lawyers here.